consider my work in education more than a job. I consider it a calling. I've always wanted to do work in equity. Even from a young age, injustices were very frustrating to me. So I entered education because I knew of the historical marginalization of certain populations, and I wanted to help out. I ended up in school leadership after teaching elementary, middle, and high school because I wanted to play an even larger role in changing and reimagining what education can and should be. My mother had a great impact on my life. She was literally my first teacher. I had her in elementary school, and I always admired the way she interacted with her students and her colleagues. She was respectful, she was kind, she had high expectations, and she's still connected to this day to students that she taught 30 or 40 years ago. She was known to be hardworking, to prepare her students for what was next. And she would come in early, she would stay late. She did what it took to make sure that her students could reach maximum success. It was so impactful for me because it taught me the importance of relationship and that it's important to educate the entire child. My mom was educating students around social and emotional learning before it became a buzzword. Many times, I had to witness students being treated inequitably in different spaces. And the challenge was I wasn't always in a position of power where I could say, hey, that's wrong. And so I had to learn to use my voice to advocate for others. And sometimes that was taken really well, and other times it were not. But it was an obstacle that I had to overcome because I had to learn that no matter what the situation, despite what it may cost me, I always have to speak up for marginalized groups. So growing up, school was not a safe place for me. I always enjoyed learning. I was always good at learning. I always had a desire to grow deeper in knowledge. But oftentimes I was put in school settings where I was called racial slurs. I was told that because I was a woman, I couldn't excel in math and science, all the subjects that I loved. And so that has really influenced me to make sure that we're creating safe environments for all students, places where students can feel loved, valued, cared for, and where they can be an environment where they're encouraged to take on their natural talents, because every kid has a superpower. And so I try to create an environment where every student gets an opportunity to grow, learn, and feel safe in their school environment. I feel rewarded every time one of my students that I had an opportunity to work with graduates from college, goes on and does something that they're really passionate about, whether that's getting a high-paying job, starting a business. For me, it's about what happens next, and that type of success doesn't always show up on test scores, but every time I see a student get into an Ivy League, or a student reach their full potential, or just get to a point of success, it makes me really happy. I also like to go to sporting events. I just love being a part of my students' lives.